It's the happiest or saddest time of the year for fans of Major League Baseball, where fan favorites head out the door and impact bats come in to help the pennant race. It's the MLB trade deadline season, and while there's no trading in affiliated ball specifically, some Major League teams are going to be wheeling and dealing, and some of the game's top prospects could be swapping minor league jerseys in just a few weeks. Let's take a look at 3 prospects that could be on the move and a part of a new organization come the beginning of August. The first name on the list is right-handed pitcher in the New York Mets system, Brandon Sproat. He is the number 5 prospect in the Mets organization and a second-round draft pick in 2023. Let's take a look with each prospect of why it could happen and take a look at the team system as a whole and some positives and negatives that opposing teams might be looking for when trading for this prospect or getting this prospect in return. First, why it could happen with Sproat. The Mets are looking to spend and upgrade on offense and the pitching staff. Some of their other top prospects, Jonah Tong, Jet Williams, Noah McLean, all of them having great start to the season, and a few of them already being great pitching prospects in Tong and McLean, who are dominating in Double and Triple A. Could mean that Sproat is the odd one out, and Steve Cohen and David Stern may look at him as a player that they could move without giving all of their top pitching prospects away. Could be enticing and could be a headliner for a bigger piece. Something to note, though, with Sproat from reporter John Heyman is that Brandon Sproat, alongside Jonah Tong, is one of the 4 untouchables in the Mets system. But, of course, untouchable is a very loose word in trade deadline season. With a little over 10 days to go, could mean that, he could be on the move just because the deal came up. Let's take a look, though, at how Sproat has moved from team to team. He was drafted in 2023 and has quickly rose through the Mets system. Went right from rookie ball up to single A, and 2024 was a fantastic year for the right-hander. A sub-3 ERA in both single and double A, and was promoted all the way up to triple A in just 1 full season of pro ball, and we'll get to his performance in AAA in just a little bit, but an astronomical jump from high A all the way up to AAA Syracuse to conclude the season. A look at the repertoire for the right-hander, a 5-pitch mix with at least 2 pitches with a 60 grade. You see right there, the fastball and the changeup, his 2 money pitches. The fastball sits between 95 and 98. And has a changeup that hovers around the mid-80s. So far this season, though, getting back to the AAA numbers, it's been a struggle for the right-hander. He's run into some trouble with a few strikeouts, more hard hits from opponents, and the walks have gone up, leading to an inflated 4.61 ERA, and he finished the end of last season with over a 7 ERA at the AAA level. Through 18 starts and 80 innings pitched this season, that 4.61 ERA, walks, hard hit rate have gone up, and fewer strikeouts as a whole. With Sproat shoving in single and double A, the biggest adjustment has been getting out those AAA hitters that are knocking on the doorstep of the bigs. And with McLean and Tong on the rise, Sproat, with his fantastic talent, could be a perfect change of scenery player that the Mets could move, get into another system, a team that needs more pitching prospects, and Sproat could look to thrive with maybe a different approach, getting some different adjustments on his repertoire. And the Mets, in a win-now mode, maybe don't want to wait around for this guy to figure it out in AAA, and could look to move on from him with Steve Cohen, with David Stern, looking to get back to the NLCS. Sproat could be packaged to get a piece right now. Now the second prospect on our list is Josue Briceño. Why it could happen. Detroit baseball is back, and one of the best teams in the league with the best record in the American League. And this squad could look to upgrade not only their bats, adding to their all-stars of Zach McKinstry, Javi Baez, Riley Green, and Spencer Torkelson, and the list goes on, but also the pitching staff alongside Tarek Skubal, who is right now really front-running that AL Cy Young. They could look for another starter, another bullpen piece, and Josue Briceño, the number 4 prospect in the Tigers system, could be on the move as incredible offensive upside, but some defensive woes that the Tigers could look to capitalize on and get some good value in return at the big league level. How is he playing? As mentioned, Briceño is currently the 4th best prospect in the Tigers system, behind Kevin McGonigal, who we did a video on, check that out as well, alongside Max Clark, as well as number 2024 first-round draft choice Bryce Rayner. For this season, Briceño batting .296 with 1,009 OPS and 15 long balls, including one game where he hit 3 home runs with High A West Michigan for the Whitecaps. The lefty was even invited to the MLB Futures game where he went 1 for 3 for the American League, including a triple in that game on display for the entire league to see. Briceño, just like Sproat, has been a high riser through the Tigers system. He was signed as an international free agent back in 2022 for $800,000 as a catcher and first baseman, played all the way up to rookie ball in 2023, and then in 2024 was moved to Single A Lakeland for the Flying Tigers, played 2024 there, but his season was cut short due to injury, and then in 2025 back with Lakeland, moved up to Erie, and was just recently, in the beginning of June, promoted to Double-A Erie with the Seawolves. So he's gone all the way up there, and then this past fall was named to the MLB Fall League, and was also named to the MLB Fall League All-Star team. And then he continued to dominate through the fall and winter, winning the 2024 MLB Fall League MVP. And he became the first Venezuelan-born player since Ronald Acuna in 2017 to take home the MVP with some outstanding offensive numbers. Back to the trade discussion, how it brings us forward, is Graham Bacco of Yahoo Sports at the beginning of July said Briceño and Thyron Lorenzo could be 2 most likely prospects that the Tigers can move, the number 4 and the number 5 prospect in the Tigers system. Tigers haven't traded a lot, going back really to Dave Dombrowski and those middle 2010s team. They were really the last teams to really make big-time moves. The Tigers are in a primed opportunity to stake their claim in the American League Central, really in control, and this is a piece that they could move for a big haul. There are questions defensively about Briceño, who moved from catcher to first base following his 2024 injury, only a 40-grade fielder per MLB pipeline at catcher and first base, so he could end up sticking at first base and DH long term. But Detroit is at the top of the American League, and they could look to move this piece right now and get a big haul for him and be a part of a haul that gets a very impactful player at the major league level. And Briceño, with his high offensive potential, could be a guy that teams are circling when they're making deals with Detroit. The next guy on the list is Phillies outfield prospect Justin Crawford. Why it could happen, the Phillies have some needs at the big league club, including bullpen and potentially an impact bat in center and left field. And before Dave Dombrowski, we just mentioned with the Tigers, a bit reluctant to trade some of these big players for the Phillies, top prospects included. But according to Matt Gelb of The Athletic, the Phillies and Dombrowski have a new stance when it comes to moving their top prospects for big bullpen arms and impact bats in the back end of the bullpen. Crawford, so far this season, is having a strong year, batting .331 with 98 hits and an .839 OPS. The outfielder is one of the fastest players in minor league baseball and projects as more of a left fielder, starting this season playing more left field for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, the AAA affiliate for Philadelphia, but has played center field through all minor league levels so far. Has great range off the bat defensively and speed for days, with 29 stolen bases this year and at least 40 in the past 2 seasons. Some of the biggest questions in and around Philadelphia, though, with Crawford are his high ground ball rate, his strikeouts, with both have gone up in 2025, but he's an incredible prospect with a high upside and a floor of being an excellent defender and speed for days, just like his pops, which many of you may know. And for the Phillies, you look at Crawford, could be a make-or-break player in some of these deals for the Phillies, with some of these other teams looking to part with controllable arms and controllable bats, which Dave Dombrowski wants. You Mick Abel, a former top 100 prospect, Aiden Miller, the number 2 prospect in the Phillies system, and Eduardo Tait, the number 4 prospect for the Phillies and one of the top catchers that could be on the move. But where Crawford stands out, very similar to Abel, is he is in AAA right now and is controllable and MLB ready as soon as late in the season this year, which a lot of projections have Crawford coming up to the Phillies this year if he is not moved. So some other teams could require Crawford to be in those deals because he has that control and because he's knocking on the doorstep, provides winning mentality right away, and you can get him in the majors very quickly without having any risk of struggle too much. Of course, not saying he's going to be batting over 400, but can be an impact player for a team at the bigs and could be a key piece if the Phillies were to move for an impact arm or bat. Let us know your thoughts on these 3 names and what trades do you think are going to happen by July 31st and what prospects do you think could be on the move? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to check out all of our videos on Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.